Alright, what up, crew? Ski? It's your boy Shaq, back with another story time. This one, I'm going to start this episode. This one's going to be about when I was at third grade and moved to Alabama. So, you guys ever been in Alabama? Or you live in Alabama now? Or you grew up in Alabama? Back in the time, I don't know how the rules are still, the laws, but schools, they can still discipline the children by whipping with the or spanking or whatever. My pretty ass backwards little swamp country town, and it was crazy. It was like an all black school, black teachers, black principals, and it was pretty wild. It was a lot different than what I was used to in Georgia. It was a lot of mixed culture, mixed all types of people. Anyways, they're a lot of dark skinned country. They're from Alabama type folk talk like this. They're like, "Where you from, Georgia?" and stuff like that. But anyways, I remember one time I was standing in line, and the school colors was maroon. Maroon and white. Like, come on, type of Alabama type colors is that? And I was in line, and I remember I like jumped in front of a couple people. It was like elementary school to like middle schoolers, and like this eighth grader like picked me up and chucked me across the gym in front of everybody, and it was crazy. The cafeteria was actually in a small room with like 10 tables, like that would fit like 8 people, and like in the room was like, and like it was like you have to go through the gym, like the line to the cafeteria was like in the gym. It was weird. Anyways, Alabama. So back to this teachers disciplining in class. I remember this one time. Oh man, I'm so mad. This day, oh, we had to wear uniforms too in the school. Crazy, khaki pants and like button ups. So I had this one teacher, we'll just call her Teacher Dick Face, and she Miss Dick Face would like hit our hands and stuff like that, and I had a short temper all the time. She would always call me up to the board, and I'm not good at math, and that's probably the reason why. And I would be up there. I remember I would be writing a problem or doing an equation, and she would hit my hand every time I write the wrong number. Not even like finish the equation or finish the problem. She would hit my hand every time I write the wrong number, and I'd be like, "Oh shit!" And I would like erase it, put a four, guess. Again, my hand hit again with the ruler. Wish I had like one of those 6-foot rulers, and she would just hit you in the hand with it. And this would happen to me a lot, guys. Like, it wasn't like the first time. This happened very often. I always feel like she targeted me because, I don't know, a lot of people in that school targeted me because I was from Georgia and not an Alabama kid. Like, it's wild. Like, I remember this one time in the school also, I was in the bathroom and these two kids were picking on me. Like, I was peeing in the urinal and they were like pushing me towards the urinal. And my brother came in, older brother. They're like, "Oh, you think you're cool because you're from Georgia?" Well, it was weird, And then like they were just bullying me for no reason, just hating. My brother came in, caught them in the act, beat both their butt, kicked both their asses, and like threw one of their heads in the toilet. It was crazy, pretty crazy. Yeah. And anyways, back to the story. So this is like one of the fifth or fourth times I remember the teacher was like just hitting me in the hand, and I just had enough. And I was in front of this whole class, just like I felt embarrassed. So the teacher hits me with the ruler. I remember I just like grabs it. I looked at her in her face, and I just snap it over my leg, and I just like had enough. I just remember I was seeing demons. Just her face was just like pure rage, and like she wanted to choke me but couldn't. She was like, "Shaq, go to the office right now and see the principal." And everybody was like, "Ooh." I remember the whole class was just like, "Oh shit, he's going to see the principal." And I've never been to the principal's office at this point in school. I haven't gotten into that much trouble. So I'm like, shit, what is the principal going to do? Everyone that reacted like that. So I just go to the principal's office, and like, I remember a couple of the kids were laughing. Like, it was like, "Oh shit, he's about to go get fucked up." So our principal was an ex like military guy, apparently, and so I'm waiting in line. I'm waiting outside the principal's office. I remember this. It was kind of crazy, and it was another kid who was in the same grade as me, waiting outside the office too, and his name was Shaquille too. what are the coincidences? That's like one of the only other people. I met like 2 Shaquills in my life, and he's one of the only other ones. Anyways, so so I go in the principal's office. Eventually, it's my turn. So I'm in the principal's office. He's like big, buff, 6', 30, military black dude, principal, and he looks fierce. And he's like, "So I hear you've been acting up in class. I got to discipline you. Your teacher told me you broke the ruler, and I have to discipline you. Your parents already have approval, and like it's kind of crazy. Your parents approve of all this stuff, like apparently before you, when you didn't sign up for school." Like I hated my mom after this. I remember this. So he tells me bend over and touch my toes. I know, guys, weird. Anything could happen. Teacher could have raped me, but third grader, I wasn't even thinking about getting raped, but it was still like very like weird. So he pulls out this big, like, overgrown ping pong paddle, like those big wooden paddles for like those things you guys take pizzas out of wood ovens with. It looked like that. It was like that. And he hits me once, boom, in the ass. Second time is twice as hard. Third time was 3 times as hard. And like the third time, I was like crying at that point. And I wasn't like crying, like bawling crying, but I had tears coming out. My eyes were red, and I couldn't hold it in. And he sent me back to class, like right after. Not even let me clean up or anything. It's like when you have sex with a whore or a hooker and you just like kick her out right after. Don't even let her clean up. It's kind of like that. Felt like, humiliated. So he sent me back to class. And I try to like wipe up and go to the bathroom before, and like it didn't work. I walk into class, like everyone's laughing at me like immediately. And the teacher tells them, "Everyone shut up right now. And like, sit down, Shaq." And I go sit down. I'm just like fucking pissed, irate. I wanted to kill the teacher. I remember that. It was crazy. And eventually I went and told my mom what happened. And she was like, "That's what you get. That's probably what you get. You're probably acting up." And I remember I was a little bad kid at the time. But long story short, fucking schools in Alabama suck dick. And I don't ever plan on sending my kids or living. If I have kids or when I have kids, I'm never going to send them to any school system in Alabama. Little backwash hillbillies. Fuck Alabama. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for coming again. Like, share, and hit that subscribe button for more notifications and future videos.
Question: why your little bitch let me hit that? Broken in two like a Kit Kat. I should be back cause your bitch whack. I'm at y'all head like a snapback. Cause I'm a PME nigga. Root gang. Hey. Cause I'm a PME nigga.